Hey, welcome to another video of me muzzling through life and talking about my art and where I am and crap that I actually don't know anything about, but trying my best to make it through life as I go along. In my previous video, I said how I wanted to make art for myself, to get me back to that happy place and maybe work on what type of artist I would like to be. And I decided to play around with pastels and started off with making a cutesy little background. I don't know why I chose green to start off with, but I did. And it didn't come out too badly, in the moon especially. In any way, I'm still on a track to trying to find myself, so I'm basically just playing around here. But I want to improve, and I'm not quite sure what to do to improve, but watch a lot of other artists' videos and get to a place where I can just be me and be happy. I must admit there is a slight little bit of, oh, look at my new book. I quickly wanted to show off my book here. So that's the first page, and on that subject, I'll get back to that. After I've done the background with my soft pastels, I decided this will make a nice swamp, or moor, or bog, or whatever you want to call it. So I grabbed my trusty colleens and started filling in the dead trees in the foreground. Okay, about my art, that first picture. There's a lot of people in my life that doesn't really like the type of art that I do. And there's a few that do like my art, some of my very close friends. But every time I make a new friend, which I don't do often, that person decides to complain about my art. Not my art style so much, because this person wouldn't know anything about art at all, even less than me. And trust me, I know very little, but even less than me. But then I realize that this person has a problem with what I'm drawing. Like, for instance, the skull and the butterfly in the first time, and then complain about it to other people in my life. And I will be lying to you if I say it doesn't hurt, because even if I'm doing something elaborate, something masterful in my opinion, or if I'm doing a commission for somebody and somebody's requesting something personal of theirs, or I'm just making a doodle as I'm sitting and talking to somebody on the phone, my hands just needs to be busy. Doing that type of art is personal to me, and there's a reason why I do this art. There's a reason why I want to draw that, and it's not always dark and depressing. Like when I do draw a skull, it's not because I'm obsessed with death or evilness or whatever, but when I draw something like a skull, for instance, I think underneath it all, we all have skeletons and we all die in the end. And at the end of the day, your skin color or what makeup you wear, if you wear fantastical makeup, that's an art form itself, or don't like wearing makeup at all, or dye your hair or don't dye your hair, it doesn't matter, because we're all human beings and we are all alive. And sometimes when I draw a skull, I think of what is underneath, and then of course if I draw something like a beautiful butterfly or a rose or whatever with it, it's because I also believe in life, and that from heartache and pain something beautiful can grow from it. I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I decided to draw a fairy. After I drew like the swamp-like thing, I decided, now, this needs a fairy. So I made a little fairy silhouette there, just, to round it off, and then making it darker and everything. This is part of it, because let's face it, beautiful moon, a dead swamp, something beautiful like a fairy. It's nice to have contrast in life and to know that things can't always be doom and gloom, and sometimes you need to have a teeny tiny little bit of happiness in there. FYI, this is the best white gel pen I ever owned, and it doesn't write half of the time, and I have to keep on clogging it off just to get it to move. But anyway, I'm digressing again. So when somebody complains about my art, not specifically the way I'm doing things, but just what I'm doing, I take it very personally, because there's a little piece of myself into everything that I do. And yes, I am still trying to find myself art-wise. I said in my previous video, I'm not very happy or content with the type of art I'm doing. I still want to learn, and I'm basically teaching myself and learning from other great masters, especially on YouTube. Can't afford Skillshare, so I just see what other people do, and I'm happy to learn from them if they don't mind me learning from them. I don't steal people's ideas, but I do steal aspects of ideas and try to learn from it and try to build of it and put in just a little splash of myself in it. Yes, I'm sitting here having a lovely whiskey, and then I found in an old box this foil art. That's the glue pen. And actually that foil art is something that I've had in a box for probably more than 10 years. I bought it at the arts and crafts shop, and I thought, well, while I've got this brand new little book of mine, my little artist journal going, take a sip of whiskey, have some fun, listening to music in the background. Not what I chose for this, but anyway. So I discovered that, it's basically just a toy, this foil art. It's something that I bought for my daughter when she was still young, so she can play with it. She made a couple of cards and then lost interest, and I did something with it and then lost interest, and it's been lying in a box for more than 10 years probably. And I fished it out now and said, this picture of mine, it needs some shinies. So doing the glue bit by bit. So you put the glue on and then you wait for the glue to dry completely. It goes on light blue and then it dries white. So while I'm doing a little piece by piece, so I don't lose my place where I am. So after I put the glue on, I have to wait for it to dry. So I just sit there and blowing on it slightly, having a couple of sips of more whiskey, and then put on the foil and rubbing it down. It was fun. That's another thing. I want to just have fun with my art, and I think that's what I'm doing over here, just having fun. Added some more gel pen in. Of course, every now and then, for instance, after I've done the first layer of pastels for the background, I first gave it a quick adhesive spray to set it in. I was only using this plain normal spray paint you buy by the mica shop, wherever, builder's warehouse, whatever, you just buy it. And then I thought, over here I'll just use some of my shiny gel pens, but it didn't come out so good. So I would do a layer and then spray it, and then do a layer and then spray it, and do a layer and spray it. And then when this gel pen didn't really work, I said, okay, maybe I must use the foil art for that, but I kind of messed it up. But not so bad that it ruined the picture. I still think the picture came out pretty good. Oh, and apologies for the in and out of blurriness, in and out of focus every now and then. That's only because I'm using my cell phone to record this. I'm using an old guitar stand, and I'm just resting my cell phone on the arm of the guitar stand that keeps the guitar up and record. So when I move my hands, it goes in and out of focus, but I think you still get the idea of it. Anyway, so this is what I've been trying to do. So even though I feel sad about people complaining about, well, so-called friends that complain about the things that I do. And I wouldn't have minded if the person came to me and said, look here, I don't like what you're doing. I'm offended by it. I would have said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. This is what I was thinking. But anyway, I will keep on making my fantasy art, my little fairies and stuff like that. So, I'm up for constructive criticism though. Please let me know, what would you have done differently, or what would you have done to make this better? I like constructive criticism because I learn from that as well. I'm not just watching what other people do. Look at it shining in the light. I'm trying to catch the light, so you can see how shiny it is and how pretty this came out. There a little bit. You can see there the shininess. It's all in my little book. I'm not going to do anything with it. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll make a full-grown painting out of it or something. In the meantime, thanks for watching if you stuck through my ramblings until the very end. And I'll see you in the next video. And bye for now.